So, welcome back to a new video, and this is very spontaneous because I just saw this when I was brushing my teeth, and let's get to it. I found an article by xdadevelopers.com called "Why I Like Linux on my Steam Deck, but not on my desktop." Um, I will link it below the video if you want to have a read through it by your own. But yeah. So I will try to be as calm as I can. And I'm actually assuming that this person who wrote this doesn't understand a lot about Linux, and I will tell you why. So there's the article. So this person tells in this article, this person talks about their experience with Linux on their own Steam machine built by them with off-the-shelf components versus their experience with the Steam Deck. So this person only tried Holo ISO on their own machine, and Holo ISO, as being a fork of CMOS 3, has one big issue, and this person experienced the issue when they wanted to insert a second SSD, because it's a tower PC probably, and why not, right? They needed to edit file effectively for the drive to be recognized by your programs. I've never seen this before, and this person is generalizing this and basically saying that desktop Linux requires you to configure that so that drives are accepted in your system. And let me tell you this, I've inserted drives in Linux machines 1,000 times and never had this issue. So if this person sees this, try out another distro. Maybe Dora, maybe another Arch-based distro, maybe something along the lines of Debian. Anything that is not a SteamOS fork, because SteamOS is being made for the Steam Deck, is really made for the Steam Deck. And how many drives do you have in your Steam Deck? One SSD and a micro SD card. And that's everything that you need for the Steam Deck. So they just take out all the stuff that they don't need. And what do they not need? The detection part for a second SSD. So I won't say anything against your experience with the Steam Deck, because I imagine it being very, very nice, as this person was actually saying here. And this here I can't agree with, because yes, technically speaking, a huge part of the Linux community is still made up of developers and people working on different projects, but a lot of the people on the Linux side, and the number of the people actually growing, is using Linux as normal users. And that they're expressing that for, I don't know, 90% of the stuff you need the terminal to do so and to configure stuff. And sorry to break your illusion, but no, there are a lot of GUI applications for configuring different files and different settings, and you can do most of the normal user stuff in GUI applications. I mean, you can do like appearance stuff. I mean, even if the person uses SoloISO, it's SteamOS 3 fork and SteamOS 3 uses KDE. So you have your theming or different stuff. You can customize the workspace behavior. I mean, you can even add effects that are not selected. You can use the edges, touchscreen gestures, screen locking, virtual desktops, activities, recent files, window management, so a lot of that stuff, and everything else. I mean, KDE is very extensive in what they expose to the user. I mean, you can just put in like startup stuff, like I did. I actually forgot to download Nextcloud again after the last time that I needed to reinstall my OS. That's the reason why it's not having an icon there. Perfect. Then just add application, Nextcloud. Yeah. You can manage background services, logout screen, the search. You can do like basically anything besides some smaller stuff in the settings app. And then still there are actual GUI applications to fill in the gaps for a lot of stuff. And if you are still fine with going to the terminal and starting a program there, as long as you are using, for example, Fedora, just, I know this is promotion, but just add my copy repository, install this, and then there's your setup process. Yeah. That's basically and then there's this one thing that this writer says, and that is that what we need for Linux to succeed. And like I said, this person only tried Holo ISO, nothing else, or was not talking about anything else. Is you need and here this but only is what is not fine with me, but only in the hands of an organization with a vision and resources. Basically, if you read a bit up here, this person is basically saying, hey, we need companies to make paid versions of Linux, and everyone should run those paid versions, and that's what we need for Linux to succeed. And sorry, but that's not the way that Linux is succeeding right now, because Linux is gaining users and we're growing in numbers by the day. Basically because Microsoft hates the users. Yeah, come on, people, be realistic. What we need for Linux to succeed, and I can't emphasize this enough, is that people stop looking at just one distribution that they happen to download and then just say, yeah, the desktop experience is crap. Because, wake up, people, there are a lot of other distributions, and you should probably try out something based on Fedora, or even Fedora, something based on Debian, and maybe another distribution based on Arch. And then, like, SteamOS 3. But please, please, stop saying that Linux is trash when you only tried Holo ISO, because Holo ISO is very, very specific, customized OS based on SteamOS 3 and is not at all the whole Linux desktop space. And this person is saying that, like, Linux doesn't have huge support for programs and games, and games, okay, yeah, official support for games mostly is on the Windows side, and we mostly need to run everything through Proton, except some games, very rarely. But programs, look at the release notes for Debian 12. Look at the release notes. They are talking about thousands of new programs added to the repository, and way more programs than they added recently on those repositories, and those are huge. And then comes FlatHub. I mean, can I just get statistic. Total desktop apps. There are 2,180 apps uploaded to FlatHub since April of 2018, which is not much compared to the repositories of here you can see the repositories of like Dora, Arch, AUR, Copper, Debian, and all of those. And those repositories are way bigger than just the about 2,000 applications on FlatHub. But FlatHub covers a lot of the applications that you actually need for day-to-day usage. For example, my fiance runs on Fedora Kinoite, which is an immutable distro, and he's basically running anything as Flatpak, so Steam, Discord, all the other crap she wants on her laptop. And so yeah, I don't understand the perspective of person who wrote this article, because it's just not true that Linux is so far behind in desktop. And this person even says that Windows is basically trashing a lot of stuff. And you can really see this since Windows 11 particularly, because they're taking more and more options away from the user to customize Windows after install. And yeah, that's not great, I suppose. I mean, it's basically running like this. Linux getting more and more options, more and more features. Windows basically going down, going downhill. Linux is going uphill. Yeah. Windows is generally a joke to me by now. But I'll see you next time on the next video, or maybe the next live stream. And until then, have a nice morning, evening, day, whatever time it is you're watching this. And then see you next time. If you want to support me, links are down below in the description.